Good morning, Super Robot Team. Oh, my name is Austin. I just had a good muffin for breakfast. I think it's time to punch some robots. We're returning to our Super Robot Wars R playthrough. We have our Getter stage today. As if that's like a specific thing. We're doing some Getter. We're using our new Shin Getter robot, and I'm very excited. It's so cool. So let's take a look at what our stage is working with. We have the generic Getter enemies. Neon has returned in the Proto Getter again as a sort of sub boss. We do have I think his name is Galilee. We saw him much earlier on. We actually saw him in the same stage we got the Texas Mac last time. We'll get back to him in a minute, but the volume feels a little low. Hold on, let's turn this up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we saw Galilee show up when we had the Dendo fight before. He's got like the test tube baby kind of robot going on. And then we have I believe his name is Emperor Gore. It's somehow Gore. Hold on, I could have been more prepared. Yes, this is Emperor Gore piloting the huge Gore. I guess he's in the giant saucer right now, but we're gonna end up wasting this a little bit, but we'll see when we get there. Down to our team. In fact, we are out of slots. We have both the Dragon Gundam and the Ultron Gundam that we did not bring with, and I have a sneaking suspicion we're probably going to see that problem throughout the rest of the game. We did get maybe not. We do have the Texas Mac, and we don't usually take the Texas Mac with. The Voltes isn't here. It's going to show up during the scenario. And we're going to get another unit in the scenario. And that's also taking up a slot for us. So let's take a look at the Texas Mac. It now has a mount, the Pasture King, which I think is just so excellent. And the Pasture King mode will snap off too. We can dismount the Pasture King and go back to regular Texas Mac. So if this would be destroyed, we will lose the horse for that scenario and then go back to regular mode. We are offered a little bit more out of attacks out of the Pasture King. I don't remember what, because I think it might be this 2 to 6 range attack, but I don't use the Texas Mac a lot, so couldn't tell you. What else? I think that's largely everything. Let's try and get everybody set up. Okay, Rain's down here. Where can she go? We can get a diagonal next turn. I think that might be the plan. We've got time. Turn 4 is when our flying happens, so let's... I'd rather take it just slightly slower and make sure we're appropriately suited up. We'll send the horse over. Okay, we've got 4 positions left. I didn't even talk about these two because we just assumed these at this point. And we have, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 who kind of want to have that morale. We can give it to Fiona. I realize that she's really falling behind in levels. Zex doesn't need it, so that saves us 1. And the Getter probably doesn't need it either. And you know what? Hero probably should be at this right angle. Now that George has both a ace bonus and the shuffle crests, him being here is probably not correct. So we're going to leave Hero off to the side for now, just so we don't put him in the position and then have 2 people. Right? Like, if we moved him into the other position he could be, and then they would both be stuck, and that would not be productive. We may as well use the the Texas Mac, though. And we do still have access to 3 fortunes if we use this Excel. If we ever get to use the Excel, there we go. I think we can probably actually get a decent amount of moves still with... Where do we get with 1? I was thinking we could get still a decent amount of move with 2. Despite the fact that... Hold on, what angle, but it surely wasn't that one, right? It was... Yeah, it was further. Okay. Just because the Getter 2 is on the ground now, it's a little bit less movement potentially, but I figured there's a way we can thread through the city and still get our full use of our movement without having to waste any on the building terrains. Those are staying in position. Let's not waste the excels yet. We don't know where we're going. And we'll have the Carrot a little bit back to be ready to get to the Getter if need be. And we've not used 2? Yeah, we've not used Domon or Hero. What an exciting enemy phase. At least now I don't have to be like, so, why don't we have more... Why don't we get closer? At least we can, like, do things with all this, like, setup time they're giving us. Also, if you are observant of maps, you will see that we are on the right half of a map we used earlier. When Scenario 7, when we first got we first got unified on the, like, starting round split. When we got the Mazinger units, this was the same amusement park, and this is the same building setup. It was cut off about here-ish, I think. I don't think we got up to the grass, and we certainly didn't go this far to the right. We went a little farther to the left. But the game does reuse some of those visuals, which I think makes sense. Like, there's only so much space they can store on a cart. I do wonder how much overlap there is. Like, could you make, like, one massive map that has all of the information from, like, multiple maps that aren't necessarily overlapping in the game, but you could get overlapping? We do also have another combo. We could... Hold on. No. He does have that same spirit, too. What did we call it last time? Hold on a second. Sorry, frog in my throat. Oh, I left my water bottle in the other room. Well, that'll be a future problem. Hold on, I got the appendix next to me. Ooh, I'm seeing stars. Little floaties. It was a good cough. I promise I'm fine. Rowls. He does also have Rowls. So putting him at a right angle here, we could move people around. And then... spend some from I think his name is Ipe Mine, maybe. Because he's not going to use the full extent of his spirits. We won't double down and use 2 of them. We could just use 1 though, and get it at a right angle, and then get 2 more people here. That does boost Domon, which is relevant. Rain, it doesn't really matter for Rain. We actually could move her out of position then. Yeah. We'll try that starting next scenario. I do think I have an idea of the formation. I didn't explain it well. I think it's hard to, with these kind of games, like, fully talk that out when you have, like, 6 units you need to be in position with each other. But I think y'all will be able to see it. I trust your... I do trust your ability to strategize about it better than I do. We probably still don't need to rush Bray. We can definitely get the Getter close now. That is breaking our 3rd fortune, but I think that will be okay. Also, did I put the... Yes, I did put the Mega Chip on. So we are at our 50 energy attack only costs 40 now. Look at how little damage that is. Like I mentioned last time, I did forget to put parts on the Getter. I did put a hybrid armor on. We did have... I guess we should have put the Alloy Z on. We weren't using it because the Voltaic technically leaves and then rejoins the scenario. So it's not using it. We could have put it on here. There was no reason not to. I was, in my mind, I was like, oh, we have to save that for the Voltace, but like, we can just move it back afterwards. Or, like, not the end of the world. It only gets, if it only gets 2 hybrid armors, I think it'll still be fine. Yeah, I don't know, I keep checking, like, we have different actions yet. We don't have the Getter Beam yet, we need to be at 110. I did forget about that, because we do, the Getter does show up and then gain 50 morale to toss it to, to make it 150 immediately. Or not morale, willpower. Morale, I don't know what I call it now. I'm lost in all of the words trying to get everything like named correctly. It's unfortunately made it. I was trying really hard to unify the names. 5, 6, 7. And what that ultimately did was just make me forget what the names were. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How about this bottom one instead? This is turn 3, so player phase is when we are going to get some other units show up. I will say, having these two next to each other, there's so little to differentiate them. Like, you can tell the difference if you look at their heads. You can see this one has more, like, lines going horizontally, and this has got 2 little horns going vertically. So, like, I know this is the Gundam, but it's... I mean, it's not like I can do pixel art that well. I couldn't do that, so I shouldn't be too critical of it. So we actually could make that formation around the battler this turn. With 3 units we care about. You know what? We're not doing anything else productive. I don't mind if Fiona is a little farther back. Why don't, I guess we'll give this to, we'll give this to the Texas Mac. Fiona's a little far back, but she has Excel, so she can catch back up. I do kind of want her to catch back up. I probably won't be using her a ton still. By now, hold on, this is scenario 27, there's only 10 left. Yeah, by now I will have put out I will be putting out a video that's going to feature her more prominently. Maybe I still won't talk about it. I don't know. It is hard to say. Not for lacking, not for disliking this one, but I really can't wait for this series to be over, and then I can, get good feedback and figure out how I want to do the next one. Despite my rather even keel, I'm just excited about all of it. This one, the next one, whatever future plans look like. Maybe I'm not meant for YouTube because I can't overreact to every little action I take. Unfortunately, this one time, unfortunately, the Bulls don't have a post-movement attack they can use against the Getter. This is the one time we would have valued them having. We weren't really planning around them not attacking, but... It would have been cool if they had been relevant earlier. Like, if they were really... If we had, 6 of them, we had, 4 to 6 of them we had to fight, and they were, a little more threatening, but we can try and keep them on the move, and we, lead them through a gauntlet of our allies taking shots at them. We are at 110 now, so we do have access to the beam, but there's no need for it right now. It's a little sad that we don't get the HP small restore. Sometimes the Getter does. That would have been real helpful. I mean, obviously it would have been, but it would have... The Getter could really be left to its own devices, though. I am coming around to the Nadeshko opening in this style. I kind of like it a little more now. Okay, so first we got the Voltace back. We don't need to go over him again. He will still be doing work. We're gonna send him up to this new section of the Voltace enemies. This is sort of more incidental for the mission. We're not gonna. That's not really the main focus. Worth noting, no one retreats up here, so we do also get some a lot of free cash. But you'll see right now that Heinel has no parts. But is that the tell? Maybe that's always the tell. Is if a unit doesn't have parts and it looks like a boss, it's going to transform into something else. I don't know if that's 100% always true, but I kind of recall looking at that when we were looking at the Great One on the Combattler plus Massinger stage. But Heinel is going to transform once we destroy this one, and he's going to drop the most important part in the game. It is, like, obviously it's good, I really like it, but it ruins discourse about this game, about most of these games so much, because all anyone can talk about is what is, like, end game good, and, like, when you see it, if you haven't seen it before, like, obviously it's good. Obviously it's good. There's no question there. It's not the only thing we're gonna do. Okay, and then we also have what has previously been an enemy unit to us, one of the Tetsujin. This is Tsukumo Shirotori, I think his name is. Tsukumo, hold on, nope, wrong spot. Yeah, Tsukumo Shirotori. I think the Tetsujin's like one of the more interesting units. There's a whole lot going on with it. So it is armoredly defensive. It does have an energy restore small, and it has the distortion field of the boson jump that it boasted as an enemy. Like, this really is just the enemy unit. It's like one of the reasons why I like these games. It's not always true, because sometimes the bosses have ludicrously inflated stats. But, you know, there oftentimes you do get the unit use. Whenever you get to recruit an enemy, you do get the thing you see. So between distortion field and boson jump, it's really defensive. Plus, it's naturally higher armor. And like that 8,500 HP is nothing to scoff at. We have some decent spirits. Like Bullseye Valor Flash is a good combo. It's like a pretty stock standard combo. He's not doing anything like out of the ordinary. He doesn't have any like particularly interesting spirits, but like they get the job done. They are kind of what you want on him. But the attack options, there's like a really wide pool of attacks. We don't have a good post movement. We've got a 1-3 post. We've got a medium post movement. But this also only has 4 attack. It only has 4 options, so whatever, fine. We do come with a map attack that we can use repeatedly, and we also have the standard 2-6 for well, not the standard. We have a somewhat long range, right? Like there's a lot of things that are like kind of moved to the middle. It feels like it's almost standout in any category, but isn't standout in any one. Actually, hold on, I have to look at the parts. Here, it only has 2 parts. I feel like if it had 3 parts, I would be like, okay, cool, no, I'm down with this unit. That's enough to feel like I can customize and, like, force a path that I want. That I can really take on one of the elements that I see it showing and then emphasize that even more. But as it stands right now, I think it's interesting to talk about. I don't know if it ultimately is good. I think I'm usually happy to switch him to the other unit that we get for the Nadeshko side pilots pretty easily. But that unit is so boring though. It's good, it's just boring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we can. I think we charge this turn. We decided this yellow building. Oh, we can even get... Oh, right, because we have we've got 1 extra range now. I forgot I think I put the linear seat on him. He's got a lot of targets here for a while. I will say, by like forcing myself to use him for the majority of this playthrough, I am coming around to Hero a little bit more. I think all my points about about long range units still kind of stand, but his numbers are a little bit enough for me to go, yeah, you know, that's true. But he does have good numbers. He will just kind of always be 5 levels higher than the rest of the team, and that's not nothing. Levels are, I'm pretty sure I've said before, but if I have not said it in so few words, levels for the purpose of stats are the least impactful in terms of what your unit is doing. Levels because of abilities and because of spirits are good, but getting levels through the 0 system does not actually change that, because they're not technically levels. I'm calling them levels because I think that's the easiest way to understand them. But like, actually, factually, they're not levels. They're just stat points. We'll send Shirotore in here and see if he can do anything helpful for us. Have any of these any of the MOBAs attacked yet? No, they have not. We can attack a MOBA and make sure we know what their range is. I'm trying to keep Domon a little bit on the fringes. I don't want to commit him to a lot of action yet. And this bull is a little out of position, so that might be our target. Let's try it. We do have a hybrid armor on him, though. So he's a little safer. He does also... There are just... Oh, he has Sword Cut. He has Sword Cut. Does he also have God Shadow? He doesn't have God Shadow yet because he's not hyper mode. God Shadow is another one of those, like, pass-fail tests. If you... it might just fully dodge the attack. I believe God Shadow is 33%, but we can take a look at that quick. Units, abilities. God Shadow. Oh, no, it's 50%. There's one that's 33. Okay, here. Actually, this is easy to remember. We can look at this right now. All of them work the same way. It's always, if it activates, they fully evade. They fully dodge the attack without checking evade. Open Get, which is on all 6 of the Getter units. All versions of all 3, is a 25% chance to activate. And Illusion Flash, which is only on one of the Dendo forms. I'm not going to try and guess which one. But it's only on one of the Dendo forms. That's the only one that's a 33% chance. Everything else, Boson Jump, Hyper Jammer, After Image, God Shadow, Neo Getter Vision, and Shinmok Special are all 50% chance to dodge. So there's always... It will only ever actually see the accuracy calculations half the time. You know what? We'll stay farther back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are playing. We just keep playing really safe, so there's like never really a reason. Carrot doesn't get to actually see a lot of action early on. Maybe that is the reason why people rate the support units lower. Which I guess is also to say we could be a little bit more aggressive as far as spending things go. Like, I don't have to keep using spirits all the time to be safe. But I know I have, like, a heal resupply going on. But, like, you will see that, like, you've seen that we have opted out of more of the repairers. They were there for 2 reasons, both the combination of the fact that they could heal and also because they both boasted good spirits. But now that we have those from Rain and from Funsaki, there's just less of a reason to do it. And the rest of our team is like starting to get them now. Right? It's not that those abilities aren't unique to those pilots. It's just that they get them so much earlier than everybody else. And inherently the nature of leveling up like that means... the nature of leveling up through healing means you are going to get a higher level faster. But I'm also willing to put that to the test the next game, one of the next games we play. Because if I'm not trying to like set a baseline for a game, if I'm just like trying to show off my playthrough, my first playthrough of it, then I will be more willing to like switch units around. And in so doing, I'll maybe pick the Mazinger team and just have them rotate in the way I've described. The Voltace is getting wrecked a little bit. I did not realize how much work the parts that we had on it were doing. I guess that makes sense that we did have 2 defensive parts on. So we're not going to heal yet. We have access to a full heal for sure, but we can just wall this turn and then get even deeper in. What are our attack options like? We have a 5 range at worst, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can be sitting here. That might be a little risky. We might have to block at some point, but that's okay. I think we'll be fine. That was 360 damage, so if we take 10 of those, we're dead, but we probably will take fewer than that. Probably. Especially if any of these have anything to say about it. Hero can let's just have Hero take this one out. Yeah, they're still unhurt. Yeah, that's correct. We'll risk that hit. It's fine. We've got... This is what I'm talking about, right? Like, I should probably just be more risky because... we've got plenty of resources to fix those problems. I think I want to have Duo move first to get the other support attack off the main character. Oh, she can't even go up there. Let's go to the farther one. And then maybe the God Gundam could take out one of these little stragglers. Yeah. Because then Catra can attack the one on... Catra can attack one of these. Actually, I kind of do prefer him. That's at full health. Maybe not. I do prefer him next to Duo, so we get that the rivalry bonus. Let's try here. I think this will probably be enough. Nah, just shy. Alright, that's fine. Actually, we should have given one of these to Fiona. I've been having her weaken things as if she is the one that needs the kills. Okay. What's this will look like? All of these are prime targets to get taken out here. I am spreading myself a little thin, but like I feel like that also makes it, I think it makes it more interesting. So we'll leave these Dokiters to this group before that, and we'll just take out this bull here. Okay. What can... Oh, you can't hit anything. That's fine. I think we're just gonna have him advance real far, because these two, this is what, turn 5? When does Neon move in? Neon moves in on enemy turn 5, and the Galilei moves in on turn 6. Okay, so we can advance the Taugeese this turn, and then it'll largely be in place for these two bosses coming in the next 2 turns. This is the only legal attack that Adeshko can make, so let's do that. Level 25. I figured the chip damage would have really gotten her there a little bit faster, but... we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he doesn't have 7 range, it's 6 range. Yeah, the map attack's the one that's 7. Giving the Taijutsu is the word I was going to say. That's not correct. Tetsujin. Giving the Tetsujin a range extender is also potentially really good. it certainly has a lot of attacks to actually get benefit out of that. Yeah, we'll just... I don't... Rain's not close enough. She should be getting kills at some point, because that will give us a little more SP to work with. We can... Well, that's such a waste, though. I'm not gonna waste giving the Texas Mac a kill. It's not doing anything meaningful with it. Hold on, that's not right. We should move the Combattler first. We can give this kill to the Combattler. I'm fine with that. And then I'm sure Rain can pick something up some other time. I'm going to intentionally waste more energy just to get more EXP on the Carrot next turn, because we're going to resupply no matter what next turn. So we may as well spend more of it and get a better effect. Okay. Who did move? Just the Texas Mac. We'll still move him forward. Like, I don't mind having him start with a rifle shot, but there just aren't enough units in range to like actually do everything. The Carrot will not take that. Okay, here's the scary part. Oh, that even did less than the Baizanga did. That's good. I know it's a general rule that the post-movement attacks are less threatening, but I think it's a general rule from the early times, not from now. I guess we also just only need to like ignore one or two attacks with the sword pet to make this less scary. And if we need to block the Skull Rooks, we can. I'm not in a rush to kill them. We've still got plenty of stage left. Scenario left. I want to try and differentiate between those. I want to, whenever there's like a transition that doesn't take you to intermission, I want to try and call that stage, and keep that separate from the whole of it being the scenario. I don't know if that is like commonly or formalized terms already, but that is what I'm trying to operate under. If we find as a community that that's not ideal for that language, I don't mind changing it, but that's... I at least want to have something in my mind to start. And that was the one that made the most sense to me. Also, what music is this? What is the music that's used for the Gundam Wing? Like, I know the units are from Endless Waltz, but this does not sound like, or this either doesn't sound like the Endless Waltz music, or I haven't listened to it in so long that I do not remember. Yeah, we can say this is a gamble for very little payoff, but there's also no harm to it. Okay, we're gonna take... We've got enough health left. We're gonna take one of these and see what happens. Only 400? Yeah, we'll take both these and soften them up. The Skull Rooks don't have HP regen, if I remember correctly. Look at how little that crit did. Okay. We're gonna wall a second time, because we're obviously still in this position. And we are also going to... Does someone else have a full heal for us? Oh, we could just use this on ourselves. Like, theoretically, this is supposed to be used on other people, but we can also just use it on ourselves. Does anyone else have one of those? I'm sure I remember someone else on our team getting one, and I'm also sure I remember... I'm sure I don't remember who has it. Katra does, we want to save that for money. The Getter does, and these are both the Combattler and the Voltace, so we will just use... I think this is our least productive SP, so we're going to put it to use this way. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he's one space away. So rather than just moving one space in, we're going to get a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we can attack this, I believe it's a Baizanga. next turn too. Or we're have to finish the Dokugaga off. Either way, that's fine. What's the Voltace looking like? It's got 126. I think we're gonna try and get our other kills and see where that puts us. Actually, we can just start rushing more to the Voltace's aid. Clean this up. We have Doman clean that up. Yeah, let's have Doman attack that. And then obviously I was setting that up for Fiona to have. I don't need to go check. I was gonna go look for Cheer, but I finally remember that we have it on the Carrot. And let's get Fiona back in line with the rest of our levels. There we go. She also learned Love. Getting the extra support attacks on her is also really excellent. Even if she doesn't level up that much more, that's a huge boon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're gonna get counterattacked at this range, but that's fine. We're nice and dodgy. And then we already have a support attack ready next turn. Yeah, okay. That's excellent. We have wall up already. I want to... that's getting a... Oh, I forgot that... what are these called? It's Simon and Paimon, I think. No, Simon and Daimon. Yeah. This level of AI does have support attack and a support defense, so we can't just make these attacks that freely. Right, because this will just send this down. That does so much less damage. So I'd rather just... I want to weaken something rather than kill, because we can do that on counterattack as usual. But I don't really care who I hit at this point. It's just weakening for just getting overall health totals down. Finally a support attack off of Zex. That'll do wonders. Okay. Is Neon worth a lot? Neon is not worth a lot. We probably can also start cashing things in. We do have a lot of funds left. You know what? Why don't we can try and get money from the MOBA with the Combattler. Right? Or is this the term we need? No, this was the term we needed the energy. So energy, resupply. Okay. Oh, you know what? He has fortune on him at some point. Yeah, he has it already. Okay. So we can have the Tetsujin weaken the MOBA to make sure it's within kill range. And then have Jack take this one. We can, we'll just leave the getter here and have it help weaken Neon. And the Combattler can come in and get the money off of it. I mean, we may as well go for it. Yeah, call. I would prefer if Rain got a kill. I don't think she's going to this time, but I don't want to turn down the 3,000 money. We are doing little damage. 2,600 armor. His potential level isn't even that high. Again, we've learned not that actually matters for defense, but do I want to get the calculator out again? I think it goes. I think I can make it go fast. Let's do it just to be safe. I want to see if I can not have to use Valor here. So Neon's got 137. Also, let me get this separated in case I... Oop. Did that close all my internet tabs? Me removing that tab. Come on, computer. This isn't that hard. Maybe it is. I've exited the split screen. It just deleted the tab. That's so silly. No. Team, I am struggling right now. As is evidently the game. I don't know. It's having a rough time. Exit split screen. I don't need this open anymore. My internet browser has never done that before. That was fun. Okay. 137 morale. He's got 141 defense. He has 1,260 armor. He's got an A on the ground. He's just on ground type ground. We've got 141 melee, 141 morale, 190 melee, and this is a 3950. So this is doing 4,000. This should be doing 4,786. He'll take a little bit less because of potential, but not that much. Is it less? Is that enough for this weaker attack? That's 4124. I don't think we're gonna risk the Grand Dash. I think that's too low of damage, so we can money. We can bullseye. Yeah, great. And we got some soup. We stole that man's lunch. Is that worse than floor chicken or wall chicken? Robot soup? I think robot soup's just oil. Given how, like, organic a lot of Getter stuff has gotten recently, that there's, like, living robots, the, like, connotations of it being soup are also even weirder. I know that it's just, like, the name for the item in the game, but... Well, darn it, if I can try to make meaning out of something, I'm going to. Why not? I do think the vast majority of this stage is intended to sort of let you focus on the boss fights. They are going to be, on the whole, some of the more potent boss fights in the remainder of the game. I would say, other than the... Okay, so the last scenario has a pretty challenging boss situation going on to start. The scenario before that, I think, is maybe the hardest. I don't think it's the most challenging, if you understand, if you, like, catch the difference of my meaning here. Like, it asks you to do a very silly task that is, like, difficult to accomplish, but I don't think it's necessarily, like, an interesting task to have to accomplish. There is a Dendo enemy that we have not seen yet, and I would say he's probably the most annoying boss in the game, so he's first. And he's part of the stupid part of the second to last scenario. The last boss situation is challenging. And then I would say this what I'm getting to is I think this is third. Between Heinel, his transformation, and then Gore and his transformation. But we're gonna... there will be some shenanigans that take place. Those two aren't nearly low enough yet, but can we fix that? I know we're gonna get support attacks. I guess actually we probably want those support attacks broken by something weaker. Where is this map attack going so I don't accidentally put Domo in it? Okay. He could go to the right of Rui's Skull Rook. Right, he had enough space for that? Yeah. We need a lot more morale for that. That will... He's got an A adapter, so we're not getting really an extra... Hold on a second. He's got an A adapter. That sets all of his terrain benefits to A. He already has them. This is exclusively just to be dropped for us. Okay. Maybe we just aren't going to... Rose's... Is that... Hold on. Scream? Scurima. Rosie's Sukurima. I think that's Rose's Scream. I don't remember that being the name of the attack. Good golly. You know, we could probably get... We might be able to get Simon down and not Paimon. I will count it as a success if we can get George to get 3 of these kills. So we make this attack. Yeah. And that breaks the support defense. And now we can start weakening him up. And then Ketra's going to be a little out of position. But we don't mind that because there's not going to be things left. There's going to be less left to take advantage of that out of position. We'll flash with Fiona. There's no reason to Valor. And I think we'll still have the Voltaise hit it too, just not at like... This shouldn't kill, not at full power. Yeah, good. And this way I don't need to spend a Valor on George. I can just... Rose's Scream into that area. What an attack name. What do you think Rose's Screams sound like? I have been told, I don't know if this is true. I am curious if it's true. If there are any, I guess just biologists is the word. If there are any biologists, plant biologists, that know if the smell of cut grass is actually the grass like crying out for help. That I've been told that feels like a dramatically phrased. That it also feels like an internetism. But that's where my mind went when I heard Rose's Scream. That could probably happen. We can double him up for Paimon. That's fine, yeah, and maybe I'll distract from the Skullrook a little bit. Let's distract the Skullrooks a little bit. Someone needs to give him some funds, because that's 6,000 I don't want to waste. Oh, they've just used all their turns already. Wow, that was really silly of me. That's really disappointing. Okay. This is what I get for just committing without checking stuff. So we're gonna persist instead, still making use of this. And we're gonna hit the Skullrook. Perfect. Great. All according to plan. Hero's out of position again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This'll work. And then he's at least close enough that pretty much everyone's in range now. He'll always still keep being relevant here. Galileo's going to be super dead. Let's make sure that he doesn't retreat. I know I checked this, but I want to be a bit cautious and paranoid about it. Megasaurus Gara, Dr. Galilee does not retreat. Superb. So I think we just start with these sort of the like free back row long-ranged attacks. We have a Valor left. Let's Valor left. We've got enough money for everything else in this scenario, so there's no reason to worry about that, especially on a unit we don't want to get the kills. While Zex does have a... Oh, he actually attacks move up. Never mind. I was going to say, while he has a support attack, it's not going to matter here, but it will. I'm also, like, trying to be cognizant of turns here, but, like, we're going to have to sit here for a while to get the turn situation sorted out correctly. Or maybe not. Maybe I have this under control. Even if I didn't plan to, I subconsciously knew what I needed to plan to do. Yeah, that's fine. I want... Yeah, perfect. I want the Getter to take some damage. And then the Combattler can finish again. Oh, that wasn't it. Alright, we're gonna calc this one too. Let's go. We've got 1380 armor. We have 150 morale. We have 170 defense. He did level up, so 191 melee and 148 morale. At 3,950 power, we would be doing 4,487 points of damage. That is enough to be lethal. No Valor necessary. That is also, like, almost a full 1,000 points over, so even any potential that he might have is... No, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it's going to be potent enough to make my calculations wrong. I'm intentionally trying to be so brazen about the potential now that I feel like I've been lied to my whole life. I feel like everything's different now. Okay, so here's one of the problems with using Rouse, I guess, is that I was underestimating how many times we were using Bullseye. We are lacking in Bullseye now. Oh, actually, we're only lacking on Bullseye on this man that I'm pretty sure is named Ipe Mine. We do still have it on main character. Never mind. Fully, perfectly, totally fine. We've got money, experience. I've got to deliberately think about going through the menus a little bit slower. I go through them so fast. There's a lot of things to think about. It's not easy. I never went into this expecting it to be easy. Like, I recognize that a lot of the work on, like, content creation is a lot harder than people recognize, but it is a lot of things to have to think about all at the same time, and I generally have, I believe I've been described as a bit much. So, lots of talking, lots of fast talking, lots of changing sentences. We'll reel it in at some point. I don't want to get, like, a YouTube personality, though. Like, that feels insincere to me. I would much rather it seem... I would much rather it be like, yeah, some guy you know has turned on his microphone for the day, rather than, like, we're going to watch Austin today. Like, I want no part of that. That's garbage. Okay, what are we looking at here? I think we can probably clear everything other than Heinel, which I kind of want to do. I kind of want that to be the case anyway. I want when we're ready to kill Heinel for everyone to be in position. Can we Rose's Scream up here? We can only get 2 of them. Okay. Then we're just going to have George do a regular attack instead. Is that too far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right. Yeah, this is what we figured out too before. So Katra does have a support attack that he can offer, but he is not because he can't get into the air to support Hero. But now that we're down here, Katra can do it. We learned this lesson already. I am going to Valor up Hero. And before I mess this up down here, let's have Yuriko give some funds to Hero. I think this Baizanga will be our target. A lot more damage than I was expecting, okay? Katra still has support attacks left. He also still has fortunes to give out, so let's give that one to Duo. And then Duo and Katra can attack this Baizanga. And I calc both ways in the wrong direction. That's totally fine. So we'll give that to ourselves for that Baizanga. And how do we want to do with the Skull Rock? That's probably enough. So we can give one to Fiona also. Okay. We will shift Katra up, though. We are gonna lose damage from Hero, but we'll gain damage from a closer attack. And the leadership will be in closer position for a future turn. So I'm thinking I might have George attack here, because it's the only legal action he has while not moving. Oh, he also has blessings. I really forgot how much money I put onto this team. Yeah, that's fine. And then actually here, well, we can show we already have the fortune. I was gonna say we can show up having love, but we don't actually need to because we have the fortune already. I am gonna Valor. I'm not gonna do another calc on camera. Let's see if it was enough. Yes, we actually needed to do that. Okay, yeah, I figured. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure it out intuitively too. And then next turn we can love, and that will set us to full health, and that we'll see all of the benefits that it offers. We can have Domon weaken here, and then have the Voltace finish this. And I think I want the Voltace coming from the top, up from here. That gives us better access to the rest of... That gives us better access to the Skull Rock for the rest of the team. There was an important word in there that I skipped. Okay. Superb. What turn is it? It is turn 8. I know that... I know the spaceship moves at some point. It moves turn 8. Okay. I was just a wee bit impatient. I guess have some energy again. We're not doing anything else meaningful with it. Doesn't even move that far. Okay. Well, where was it getting to? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can be on that house. And then we can get a support attack from Zex with the battleships. We'll just pile them up in the middle. It'll be fine. And then, actually, hold on. Let's scan first to make sure it doesn't have a really far-ranged attack. I don't think it does. Oh, no, it does. It has an 8 range. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, actually, the getter is right where it needs to be. It's got a 4-range post movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Incredible. I just knew. I knew in my soul. Yeah. Yep. No, I want you to hit me. Yeah, we'll block here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I think let's deal with the left side first. Yeah. Okay. So, right, we're going to love. It doesn't have a unique animation. It does have to go through all of them. Oh, but it doesn't heal you. It doesn't heal you. Okay, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. That's in the previous. Love used to full heal everybody. I just sort of expected that to still happen. That's my mistake. Okay, I've actually changed the plan. Domon is missing a morale. And we could spirit. But that means we can't Valor them. And I would like to be able, if we could Valor. Actually, let's look at what our hit is. That is 100 hit. Do we have one that has 10? That is still 100 hit. Okay, so we don't need to focus them. I would like to be able to Valor rather than have to Spirit. And we do need to destroy the spaceship. We do need to destroy the giant spaceship. That would give him 1 morale. So I think we're gonna actually try. We're gonna go back to doing the spaceship first. We can flash here. Yeah, this is fine how we do this. Oh, actually, the Texas Mac does have multiple. Does have some supports it can use too. I think no matter what, we're gonna end up wasting a support. I shouldn't have put Shiratori here. I should have put the Hetsugen one space to the right. That's okay. It's gonna take a while to whittle this down, but we'll get there. Oh, well. Hold on, we'll get there. We're gonna get there like lightning, real fast. Let's see who else does the Nadeshko have. That's 2,600. Okay, and let's compare Shiratori's range stat. That's 188 to Yuriko's. 155. Shiratori it is. There's some sizable damage. That's good. That's better. I do worry we are not going to have enough damage to get this saucer down. I guess, actually, no, that's fine. We can just burn through the Getter's SP this turn. And doesn't Shiratori have... He does have a Valor. I guess we love, and we'll just waste the Blessing. Or the Fortune. I think this is the most I've used love out of playing this game ever, and I've used it twice this scenario. Okay, the Combattler can Valor. That's all it needs to do. I guess, just in case something goes wrong, we'll persist. Okay, great. Let's excel. We need a Valor somewhere. That'll work. Yeah, and that'll do. Oh, darn it! I was gonna be like sarcastic about the fact that I didn't put a defensive thing up. But it didn't matter. Okay, so we actually do get to kill the saucer this turn. Fortune, and I think that's actually just it. I guess game 2. Okay. Emperor Gore has arrived in the huge Gore. He does have the best armor part in the game, and we don't have a scan to look at him, but he is worth 18,000 money, 18,000 funds. But we aren't gonna see that, unfortunately. We just need him to cooperate with us to make this go fast for us. Okay. Domo now has 1 more spirit, so now he can. Oh, we needed to spirit in addition to getting that. That's what it was. Okay, so we didn't get to Valor no matter what. That's fine. We also were gonna get. Oh, he already has a persist on. He already has a persist on. Do we have a dedication with someone? We did with the combator, and I did not spend it. Well, that's fine. This might be a little overkill anyway. Great. Fiona has the blessing. Yeah, so Fiona's gonna do the finishing blow on the Skullrook. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you know what? Let's see if she can just do it now, so we don't waste damage. I guess we are going to calc again. So we're doing 3250. We have 150 morale for sure. Our stats are not as busted as they could be. We just have 189 though. That's not bad. And we are targeting the Skullrook. It has just a boatload of armor, 1437. It is A in the air. He's got 165 defense and 150 morale. So we would be doing, as it stands right now, he does have some potential, so we'll have to think about that too. But, we would be doing 3,245 damage, 6,491 damage. This would be lethal if not for the fact that he has potential going. So we do need to do just a wee bit of damage. Oh, that's such a bummer. Do we have any Daunts left? We do have some Daunts left. Okay, if we... How much does that drop it by? That goes up to 6,635. And that goes to 6,777. If we daunt him twice. That also actually just doesn't feel like enough. That still feels too risky. So I think we're gonna chip. We are gonna chip no matter what. We can use a focus here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, that's enough now to finish with Fiona for this form. A lot of chat. We gained 5 levels from that. Incredible. And now, okay, so here's the part we care about. It is the Harrow. It adds a ludicrous amount of stats. It adds, I think it's, is it 2 movement, 20 mobility, and plus 1 or plus 2 range? It's something like that. It adds 3 very good stats. So I will gladly take that part off his hands. We won't get to do it this turn, obviously, but I think we're pretty comfortable doing it. I think we're comfortable taking it next turn, but we'll see. We can persist that. And let's have a Valor, just to make sure we have enough damage. Yeah. Hyper Jammer could have taken over to stop that too, but it did not. Guardian God Godol is also a pretty scary enemy. Both of these are post movement, so we can never escape them. The 1 to 7 post movement is really scary. I think that's the highest post movement in the game. But yeah, so no matter what we're going to be taking, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with 2 really damaging attacks each turn. So let's do that thing. Okay, we've got lots of Valors sitting here, so we can full heal. And do we need bullseyes? We don't need bullseyes per se. If we have, we have focuses. We can use focuses instead. We're gonna flash no matter what, so it's not like we're not wasting that. And we do want a Valor now. We want a Valor every turn if we can. Do we have HP regen? We do not have HP regen or energy regen, so these are permanent, I guess. So we can burn him out of energy. He only does get 8 attacks with the 3,200 damage attack. So see that as 7, and then enemy phase will be 6. Also, our sword cut took that, so that doesn't take up our flash stun, which is excellent. And then Rain also still didn't move like normal. Oh no! Please don't hit me. That would be such a shame. Please don't hit. Oh no! Look how much damage we took. We took so much damage. Oh wait, there's a cutscene. Once the Getter goes down to red HP, if the Getter goes down to red HP, it will just destroy the giant core for free. This is also how we gain our 2 most powerful attacks. And we deeply want this. If we don't do this, we don't get them. So we could kill the huge core without doing this, and the Getter won't get its attacks, but we would get that, why is it 18,000? So 36,000 money, and the new Alloy Z armor, which is like, that feels like a trade-off. Like, that feels like a thing you've got to think about. I do think if you are using the Getter, you do want to, that is worthwhile, but if you aren't, then you don't need to bother. And you also, if you do also want Master Asia, this is also how you get Master Asia. You need to have destroyed him last time, in last scenario, and you then need to get the special attacks with the Shin Getter in this scenario. He hasn't shown up yet. He will show up later. But then we can start moving everybody to the left. I don't know if they're going to get there in time, but I do actually want to try this time because I think it will matter. And I think Karak can get over to him. Oh, that's also interesting that he's not at red HP. I wonder if it takes the critical HP threshold, like, it checks his critical HP as if he didn't have the part. I know there is something goofed up with Potential also, where Potential doesn't assess if you have an armor or HP boosting part on you or not. I need to pause for a second. My allergies are really bad. I am a shut-in not by choice. I'm not a shut-in, I'm certainly not an outside. I'm certainly not an outside person anymore, and it's not by my choice. My body has detected alarm whenever there is something around me that is alive. Just alive. That's it. What do we got working with? We can focus. That'll be it. Okay. Oh, you know, we could have daunted to make this a little bit easier, but that's fine. What's our accuracy looking like with Domon? We'll need to focus. I think we will probably get there this turn. This is morale. I thought we had. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, so we're gonna need to give the Voltace fortune some other way. We need to get that. We need to get that energy back. I guess here is where I don't mind committing, because these are gonna have to be true. Experience. Oh, we already have Flash on. Right. We said that last time because it got eaten by the sword cut rather than by the Flash. We do still need accuracy somehow. Yeah, we can bullseye like this. I believe, yes, I believe George still has a fortune left to use. That'll work. And we can focus. I don't think he can one-shot us. He'll get darn close, though. And then hero hits. Oh man, we actually might not have enough. Maybe spent that a little too early. We can Valor here, and then focus. Always spending too early. Okay. What did we say it was 1,500? 1,500. And he's got 165 defense. That did not change. And this is 3,800. And we are still at 189 melee. Okay. So this would be doing 8,156. That is actually certainly not enough at all. He has shown that he does not like attacking the Voltace on enemy phase, so let's see what happens, and let's see which of these get left over. Okay, that's excellent. I do not remember which of all these stayed. I knew that the gain and fortune stay until the next time they would be enacted, but I wasn't sure if Valor did or not too. But we do still actually get to keep Valor, which is so good. So now it's just a matter of finding something that can hit him a little bit. Well, this is safe at least. Okay. Does anyone have any abilities left? We can focus here. I'm sure it's fine. Even if he destroys our units, which is a shame. That's less money than if we were, than the money we're gonna make from doing this. I have lost more units than I was expecting, though, in playing this. We lost Wits, and I was hoping that was gonna be our only one. I think we lost one of the G Gundam pilots at some point. I think we lost Argo. And then Rain also died last scenario to me trying to do math that didn't actually need to happen. Okay, we just need to get accuracy back somehow. Right, because the bullseye lasts through the player phase and the enemy phase. It does still take place during the enemy phase, but that won't stay because it doesn't check for one combat. This should be lethal. I guess there's no reason not to daunt if we can, just to like block it in. We did end up with a ton of wasted SP again. The Combattler can't get over there to just like really maximize the damage. But Because at this point, we're just seeing how much damage we can do. I think. I can't imagine that potential level 7 versus potential level 8 is going to make that much of a difference. I won't bother going through the like song and dance of doing it with dedication though too. We should be doing like 8,000-ish. Oh, actually, it'll do more now because I never adjusted the morale. That's still 8,000-ish, yeah. But we probably should have attacked with Domo instead, so we didn't have to waste the death of the Duo. But that's okay. We got 40,000 off of it and a Haro. Honestly, I would trade half of my units to never use again to get another Haro. It's robust, and we'll take a look at it once we get through all this dialogue. I believe it is 2 turns. I believe it's 2 scenarios from now that Master Agent will show up. Yeah, I know that he shows up in the route split for the first time. He's like in the base right now, figuring out how to like get the Master Gundam back, I think. Next scenario is interesting, at least like internally, internal to the game, in that it is also a Ral Fiona split too. It does work differently. Because we have Fiona, I think Fiona is the less demanding, which is to say not that demanding, but Ral forces you to use Akito, and we've not used him the entire game, so he's gonna be on the lower side of levels. I was gonna say really low leveled, because we weren't going on his splits. He probably got some levels. But yeah, he is the lowest level person we have. So good job we're not forced to use him. We would be if we were using Ral, but we are not. Let's take a look at that Haro. Who is that going to go on? It probably ought to go on one of the wing pilots. We don't need to put it on the Talgeese because that's already doing just fine. I hope this is thrilling watching me do this, but not the Bulk Gundam, the wing. We're not even using Altron right now. We could put this on the Death Scythe and replace one of these 2 long-range parts and give it some more dodge. I think the +2 range is better. Okay, so yeah, it is +20. Okay, it doesn't give move. It's +20 mobility, +2 range, and +25 accuracy. The Haro is ridiculous. Maybe it's a bit of a waste putting it on the Death Scythe, but we're going to because I think it's exciting. Okay, I will figure out the rest of the stuff during intermission. We do have 200,000 credits to spend. We're going to put it into Domon again. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Well, we didn't see each other during intermission, so that didn't happen. I know for sure that the points for the God Gundam and the points for the Shining Gundam are connected somehow, but I have all of this into the God Gundam. And the Shining Gundam is looking like this right now. So maybe what it is any points you put into the Shining Gundam before you get the God Gundam get transferred over, but they don't get transferred backwards. I know for sure that there are some units that if you put points into one, the points will go into another. I think I have that in the appendix somewhere. I have that as transfers. Those are all forward ones. I do have it listed that the Shining Gundam and the God Gundam transfer stats. But like, here we can look at, I'll show you the art of them to make it easier, so we're not just looking at like black text. So like the Valhalla is a ship that the Valkyrie goes into. Like those 2 share stats. Or like the core booster and the core booster and the core fighter. Those 2 also share stats because the core, you can like see the core fighter docked in the front of the core booster. It's just like a jetpack on the back of the core fighter. I know those share stats, but I do have the Shining Gundam in here sharing stats with the God Gundam. I'll play around with that and see if I can get an answer for it. Maybe it's anything. Maybe it's just like the weapons, or maybe it's anything you put into the Shining Gundam goes into the God Gundam. Like maybe I wasted that in the God Gundam and I should have put it in the Shining and would have given it to both. Who knows? We'll find out. But I will figure that out for next time. I don't think that's that big enough to warrant going into a nuts and bolts. We'll just do that during preps. So I think that's everything. We talked about next scenario a little bit. I guess actually no, we only talked about what the difference for Fiona and Ral are. It's a Daitarn stage. We're gonna see the Daitarn like sub-villains again. I think the premise of this one is also really cool. Our battleship has been stolen or like recommissioned, or like they've been given commands that we are not the team they need to be fighting for, something like that. Again, I don't pay attention to the story, but we do have the opportunity to shoot down our own battleship, and I think that's interesting. At least we finally have to we can't just mash our faces forward with just damage all the time. So look forward to that. If you've played this before, curious about your thoughts on that Gore choice. If you've used Master Asia, if you just got him for the novelty of it, that's defensible too for sure. But if you've opted for the Shin Getter attacks, if you've not opted for the Shin Getter attacks, I would like to know what your experience was. Largely because I think those attacks are kind of worth enough, even if you weren't really focusing on the Shin Getter, to be like, oh no, okay, maybe no, we're gonna reconsider using this. But I mean, you understand anything about the scenario that relates to this choice. I'm interested to hear about. I think it's one of the few choices we are asked to make where we actually have to sacrifice something. I think this game is pretty forgiving in a lot of its choices. We don't have to choose between things really that often. So this is one of the first really polarizing choices we get to make, and I think that's good. So with that, I will leave you off. Thank you all for watching again, and I will catch you next time. Take care, everybody.